You are welcome to yet another episode of HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. Justice is supposed to be blind, impartial and fair. But in today's climate of media sensationalism and public outrage, the very foundations of justice are under attack. At the center of this debate stands R. Kelly, a man who has become a lightning rod for discussions about celebrity prejudice, public opinion and the limits of our legal system. In 2008, R. Kelly was acquitted of serious charges after a trial that took him through due process and evidence-based prosecution. Yet years later, those same charges have been revisited by the same U.S. Department of Justice, sparking outrage and raising questions about fairness and finality of our court decisions, as well as the legality of this action and the very principles that protect us all under the law. Today, we'll explore why the court's decision to revisit those acquitted charges is not just a betrayal of R. Kelly but a betrayal of justice itself. First, let's understand what an acquittal really means. When a jury declares someone not guilty, it's not a casual decision. It's the result of rigorous legal proceedings, where both sides present their evidence and a jury deliberates based on the facts. An acquittal therefore means the prosecution failed to prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt, a burden that exists to protect innocent people from wrongful conviction. In R. Kelly's 2008 trial overseen by Judge Vincent Gauhan, the court reached such an important decision. A jury of his peers reviewed the evidence, considered the testimonies and concluded that the state did not meet its burden of proof. Whether you agree with the outcome or not, the acquittal is a legal declaration that should carry weight and that should be final. To revisit those charges undermines the very purpose of a fair trial and sets a dangerous precedent. In fact, this is the U.S. Justice Department shooting itself in the leg. One of the major cornerstones of American justice is the Fifth Amendment's double jeopardy clause, which states that no person shall be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb. This isn't just a technicality. It's a safeguard designed to protect individuals from being harassed by repeated prosecutions for the same crime. By revisiting charges from 2008, the courts risk eroding this critical protection. If R. Kelly's acquittal can be disregarded, what's to stop the same thing from happening to anyone else? And when does a not guilty verdict actually mean the case is closed? Without the finality of verdicts, the legal system loses its credibility and the scales of justice tilt toward chaos. No one will take verdicts serious anymore, guilty or not guilty. In fact, this could mean that all guilty verdicts that the court has ever made could have been false judgments and reversible on review. After all, the court's decision is no longer final. The court simply had no right to retry R. Kelly for the very same charges he already beat 16 years ago. But because the department has since evolved to enjoy the same impunity as that politicians have, they did violate the Fifth Amendment and committed the crime of double jeopardy, retrying R. Kelly for the very same charges he was acquitted for. R. Kelly's case isn't happening in a vacuum. It's unfolding in a world where social media amplifies outrage, and where public opinion often feels more powerful than the law. From hashtags to trending topics, the court of public opinion had already rendered its verdict long before the legal system can act. But here's the problem. Justice is not a popularity contest. A fair trial cannot exist when the world outside the courtroom demands a particular outcome. Revisiting R. Kelly's acquitted charges feels less like a pursuit of justice and more like a concession to false public pressure. The law is supposed to rise above bias and emotion, but in cases like this, it seems to be bending under their weight of prejudice. The media has played a significant role in shaping perceptions of who R. Kelly is. Documentaries, interviews and sensational headlines have painted a picture that often blurs the line between fact and opinion. The revisiting of R. Kelly's acquitted charges appears to be influenced at least in part by this media-driven narrative. However, when decisions in a courtroom are swayed by what's trending on TV or Twitter, it's a disservice to everyone involved, and not only the accused, but also the accusers and the public at large. Depictions of slippery slopes in legal contexts is a symbolic crumbling of the scales of justice. Revisiting R. Kelly's 2008 acquittal doesn't just affect him. It sets a dangerous precedent for future cases. If courts can disregard their own past acquittals whenever they feel like or when public sentiment shifts, then no one's freedom is truly secure. Imagine being acquitted of a crime, only to live in constant fear that the case will be reopened years later. This can be traumatizing and will forever leave the public uncertain of what the truth could be even when the court has already ruled on a matter. Such a system would create perpetual uncertainty and give prosecutors unlimited opportunities to supposedly get it right even at the expense of fairness and finality. And it's important to note that this isn't just about R. Kelly. Instead, it's about the principles of the law that protect every one of us. If the courts can ignore an acquittal in his case, rest assured they can do it in any case. So it doesn't really matter anymore whether you believe R. Kelly is guilty or not, the integrity of the justice system should concern us all. Fair trials, the presumption of innocence and the finality of verdicts are very important cornerstones of a free society. When we erode these protections for one individual, we weaken them for everyone. Critics may argue that revisiting R. Kelly's acquittal is justified due to the seriousness of the allegations. But justice isn't about the severity of a claim. It's about the strength of the evidence. Allowing emotions to override due process creates a slippery slope where rights are sacrificed in the name of retribution. The question isn't whether R. Kelly is a good person or a bad person. The question is whether the legal system is following its own rules, which it's clearly violating. And when it doesn't follow the rules, sadly we all lose. Justice isn't perfect, but it's built on principles designed to protect us all. Revisiting R. Kelly's acquitted charges undermines those principles, creating a dangerous precedent that puts everyone's rights at risk. And again, like we have always said in the past episodes, this isn't just about one man or one case. It's about defending the integrity of the legal system. Because when justice is compromised, we all will pay the price. If you found these thoughts provoking, like, comment and subscribe to join the conversation. Let us know your thoughts. Should acquitted charges ever be revisited? And what does this mean for the future of justice? Until next time, stay informed and stand for fairness. If you wish to take part in a live interview on this channel discussing any of these topics, let us know by emailing us on sashahnnewsroom@gmail.com for scheduling. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say? To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.